What's up, guys? I have a practice today. Keon White, groin, will not practice. Trent Williams, hamstring, won't practice. Juice, hip, won't practice. McCaffrey, back, won't practice. Stouts, in the protocol, he's limited. Kittle, ankle, limited. Purcell, knee, ankle, limited. Yetur, knee, limited. That's it.
Ronaldo's next, okay?
Yeah.
When did Christian hurt his back?
Renard's on here, but it says full. It's just stiff. Just stiff.
Any further evaluation on Trent, on his hamstring, how long that might be?
No, we're not sure how long. I'm giving it a shot for this week, so we'll see. Yeah.
We need to watch the film, seeing Austin kind of take on that role. If Trent's not able to go, what about what he did against, the Bears last week? Give you the confidence that he can handle the workload against the Seahawks.
Played good enough for us to win. Thought he did some good things in the game, real good, and run and pass game. So he did a solid job.
What's the update on Upton Stout? Did he come out of the game okay?
Yeah, he's in the protocol still, but he's limited today, so progressing through that.
How much will you look at that first game in Seattle, if at all?
You always look at it. I mean, you see what's changed, the personnel-wise, schematically, but our teams are pretty similar in what we did at the beginning of the year to now. We have schemes we believe in, and but you just watch the personnel and everything and take it all into account.
Have you done this before? Start with a team at the very first game and then finish what they won the last game?
I don't know if I ever have. I feel like in 21 maybe it was. I know we had the Rams in week 17, and I think we had them like week 3 or something earlier that year. But I don't know if it's been first and last yet, so it's a little unusual.
The fact that George can actually practice, I mean, you assume he's got a very good chance to play.
I want to assume that. I mean, we're barely moving today. It's walkthrough, so the short week we got, so we won't be doing much all week.
Can you take us through the final play, the final defensive play from the play call, what Robert called? Tatum said on the post-game show that he and D decided to drop and not blitz. Can you kind of take us through what transpired there?
I'm not sure exactly what the word was on the call, but I know that the people dropping has to do with where the center goes and the protection, so that depends on the protection, how many guys pop out, how many come. So I don't know exactly how Tatum worded it, but that changes based off what protections they do.
How close did you come to calling timeout there? Like you were really close to doing it.
Real close. We were talking about seeing the look and stuff, and you just go off a gut, saw the look, we had everyone lined up, and sat there and thought about it, then just said screw it, see what happens.
What you would have called a timeout if you didn't like so?
If we didn't like it or something, if Saul was screaming something he didn't like, but no one said anything and felt good about it, so we just let it ride.
So in other words, they did what they were supposed to do. It wasn't them freelancing.
Yes. Yeah.
TV copy had McCaffrey's back kind of taking up with a few minutes left in the game. Has he been battling that for a couple of weeks, and just beyond that, it seems like every December he kind of kicks into another gear. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I mean, I know he battled it bad 2 weeks ago, just up to that game. What game was that? Indy. No, before Indy. Who was it? All right, feels like a year ago. I know he battled it hard that week. Hadn't heard anything about it since, so might have stiffened up in the game. I know it was sore just from Sunday night, so that's why we got him on here today.
And then in terms of how he does in December, he just seems to come on every year about this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to differentiate. Christian's pretty good every time. I feel like he's in our uniform, but good ones only get better as the year goes.
The short week, after a short week, is there anything that you almost have to eliminate or anything gets cut out of the schedule because it's back-to-back short week?
Oh, yeah, almost everything. As far as full speed and stuff, we change our schedules up, just playing a late, not having as much recovery, so we let them sleep different. So we take out some meeting time to gain that. So we let them come in a little bit later, but we try to get them out at the same time. So we knock off some meetings and things like that. And obviously the on-field stuff changes. So we had the big adjustment last week with the Monday night game and Christmas, and so it's the same schedule this week.
Afterwards, you thought that Austin Pleasance must have played really well because you did pretty well because you didn't hear his name much. After you got a chance to look at it, how did he do?
The same, yeah. I mean, that's usually how it is for an O-lineman. If you don't say their name much in a game, usually it's all right. And when you matched up with the tape, I thought he did a real good job. I mean, I think he played the whole game versus us for us, Week 17 versus Arizona last year. But this was a big game, being on Sunday Night Football, coming in on the second play of the game, and he really held his own.
The challenge is Jackson Smith and Juba.
Huge. I mean, everyone knows how good he's been this year in the whole league. I mean, I think he's our leading receiver in every game but one. He's obviously extremely talented, as most first-round guys are, but it's hard to know unless they're rated on Madden and their awareness rating. But I would guess his real-life awareness rating is off the chart. He's got very good feel in zones, how to move around. He's almost plays in slow motion, but he's one of the fastest guys out there. So a lot of respect for him.
After the game on Sunday night in the locker room, Diamador Lenore said he wants to shadow him and cover him man-to-man. Is that something that you would consider if he came to your office and lobbied for it hard enough?
I mean, I know Dima well enough to know that's what he wants every week. So him lobbying for it really hard just makes me like him more. But it would have to do with what was the best for our team and schematically what we're going to do.
Well, it's a long time ago, but what's the first thing you think about when you think about the 2019 game at the end of the season against these guys?
Just the last play, how cool that was. I mean, by Greenlaw, I thought it was one of the best plays ever. Just watching everyone run on the field after it, it was just a fun, intense game. I felt like we were in control of it the entire game, and then we got a clipping block on a reverse on the last drive, lost 15 yards on it, and then all of a sudden, before you knew it, they were going down there to put us away and to win it. So it's a good reminder how quick things can change. It all comes down to the wire, and started to look bad there for a second, and then Greenlaw made one of the best plays I've ever seen.
Into that at all this week and show your team and bring that up at all?
Not really. I mean, it's different team, both sides of the ball. I mean, so far removed. I mean, I felt Sunday's night game was just like that and that big. I felt Indy's game was really like that, and I feel the same this week.
Austin Pleasant, since Trent's usually taking a vet day on Wednesdays and so he's getting those reps, how much does that help him be prepared to just have to go in there?
I think that's huge. I mean, it was the same with Jalen Moore last year. Trent's been able to stay healthy throughout this whole year, so it's been awesome. But, Austin gets all those reps on Wednesdays every week, especially once we put Spence in at guard. So I think that's huge for him, getting all those reps, and I think that's why he's ready for that moment in the game, and I think he'll be even more ready this week.
Some of these injuries.
Deal with coming into this season. Does he surprise you at all, the fact that he finds a way to either cause or be in a mix of these like game-changing defensive plays, or if not surprised, why not?
Who's that? So what was the question?
Given how he started and what he had to deal with the injuries and a slow start, does it surprise you that he is kind of the cause of, or a big part, or in the mix of these game-changing defensive plays throughout this season?
Not really. I know he missed OTAs, and but he was going through most of training camp. So that's when you get a full training camp, I thought that's what prepared him for the season. There was times in training camp where I thought he was dying out, as they all do, and I was worried he was going to get hurt. But he battled through that and got his stamina back up and was able to avoid an injury doing it. And to me, that's what prepared him for the season. And that's why he's been able to get through 17 weeks, and been really happy with Alf so far.
What stands out about McDonald's defense when you watch them this week?
They do they've been running the same scheme now for 2 years together. They're extremely sound. They got really good players. He knows really how to stop the run and not give up any big plays with the two-shell defense, but also not give you easy completions. Everyone's tight in their coverage. It's hard to do both. They put a lot of stress on you on the blitzes that they pick. They're very timely blitzes. Some are for the run, some are for the pass. But he does a great job of it, and it's a huge challenge.
Mini orbit motion you run with Kyle Shanahan. What do you call that? What advantage does it present?
We call it dash. Just allows you to get a running start, and when you have a little depth, it allows you to come back the same way you came from. So it could be trips or it could be 2x2, which is sometimes an advantage for us.
Isaac Orendo's been inactive the last few weeks. Is that just a kind of a depth chart flip? I know not an official depth chart, but has other people moved ahead of him?
Yeah, it was more about just how Jordan James has been running the ball in practice and stuff. He's been doing it for a while. So we won if, I know it'd have to take an injury and stuff for Jordan to get in there, but if that did happen, we thought he had earned that. He'd been getting better at special teams and stuff. It takes a while for rookies on teams just to get that trust factor, and I feel Brant's gotten that from him from a special team standpoint, and love to get him in there for some carries and stuff, but got to see how the game plays out in that way.
Some of these injuries.
You weren't obviously amused about having to play on Saturday. A lot of your players weren't. At what point mentally do you kind of just flip the page and say, whatever, and then what kind of challenges does it present this week, just schedule-wise?
I mean, once you find out, you spend 10 seconds bitter about it, and then you say it is what it is, and which is how it always is. I mean, whatever your schedule is, whenever it is. I mean, last year we played 7 teams, I think, coming off a bye week for an NFL record. This week I don't think we played any, or maybe one, so that was a hell of a deal this year. So, I mean, everyone's got to deal with this sometimes. It's just how it is. So you get frustrated, but nothing you can do after that. Then you got to make the adjustments to make sure you're right for that day. Sometimes it could be advantage, sometimes it could be a disadvantage. So you just try to take care of your guys and get them as ready for that short week as much as you can.
In the 2 years that you were the 1 seed, you guys reached the Super Bowl, and the other 2 was the NFC Championship on the road. Can you just describe the magnitude of the game and the difference between having to fight your way up through the road in the wild card and being at home, getting a bye week and all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to rest guys, help guys recover and stuff, which is always good. But I think the simplest way to say it is, I mean, everyone's goal is to win a Super Bowl. And in order to do that, I would say it's easier to win 3 games than 4 games. You'd always rather play at home, no doubt about it. I think in football, out of all sports, home field advantage is the biggest advantage because I think crowd noise truly affects the game in terms of pass rush and things like that. But the main thing is just it's one less game. I'd love to be home. That's our goal. If that doesn't work out, we're excited to go on the road too.
How do you balance wanting them to play for the number 1 seed and understanding that you guys already are in the playoffs?
You don't. It's every single game you empty the tank. Started to have that mindset since Indy. We had it last 2 nights ago against Chicago. We'll have it this week versus Seattle. And the next time we line up, whether it's the following Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or a week after that, we'll be ready to go.
I think you waited pretty patiently for Yetur all. Sorry.
I think
you
you
waited pretty.
Go for it, Merry Christmas.
You guys waited patiently for Yetur pretty much all year, and he made the big play at the end. But how did he do before that, and what kind of impact can he have going forward?
I think he can have a huge impact. I mean, we've been down a number of guys. I mean, just even getting guys like Sam O back, coming off a high ankle sprain. We've been going with 8 for a while. Getting Yetur back has allowed us to go with 9. So just having 9 guys, we can rotate those guys better. Yetur, we knew going into this year with how the offseason went that we were going to have to be very limited in how we used them. And that's probably what leads to a hamstring injury. I mean, when you don't get the training camp, when you can't practice as much. And he ended up, I think, at the end of one of these games getting a hamstring, came back, got it again. Now his hamstring is good and he's going, but you always got to be smart with a guy like that who didn't really build that callus and all that stamina throughout an offseason and training camp. But having Yee out there, his talent, the way he plays, the numbers, it helps a lot.
I think you mentioned Juszczyk will be missing practice day with a hip injury. Is that something that happened during the game?
Yes, happened in the game. I don't know when. Yeah.
Christian recently described that your meetings are kind of like football heaven. From your perspective, what kind of atmosphere or vibe are you trying to bring into the meetings when a player steps in with the players?
Really just trying to help prepare them for the game. I always try to coach people like how I was when I was sitting in meetings. They're kind of just talking to talk or going through some PowerPoint or just saying cliches and stuff. I'm really just sitting there trying not to fall asleep so I get in trouble from them. If they're saying something that helps and that can help prepare you, then you're kind of into it. So we just try to prepare them for the game with film, with showing stuff how it's going to be, what we think they need to do. And it makes it a little easier with guys like Christian because he sits in probably the most boring football meetings ever. Like, it's the most exciting thing known to man because he's a true football nut. We got a few of them, but that makes it a lot easier also.
Thank you, sir. Brock, the assassin Purdy, obviously had a history-making game on Sunday. What are you looking for him coming into this week against the Seahawks, and are you hoping that momentum is going to carry you guys through too?
Oh, you always hope the momentum helps you, but I just want him to keep being him. I'm not hesitating on stuff. When he sees it, let it rip. I mean, I loved how he's been playing. I loved how he's played all year. I love how Brock's played since we got him. But I mean, I think kind of early in the game shows you kind of where he's at. I mean, throwing a pick six on the first play, and you watch some guys how that makes the person act and how they change after that. And he didn't change at all, personality-wise, demeanor-wise. What you see on the silent tape, when he's confident, he sees it, he lets it rip. If he doesn't, he gets rid of it, usually to a check down, or he finds a way to make a play. So keep being him and keep being aggressive. All right, thanks, guys.